today on NYSE Floor Talk is John Ackerly. He is the co-founder and CEO at Virtru. John, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
So it is so good to be here today.
We're here today. We're at the IPO Summit that's taking place at the NYSE. I want to hear from you about your company. Tell me, how are you making the user experience in complex data security technology simpler?
So it is wonderful to be here, and we support something over 7,000 customers, millions of people, to really make it much easier to protect and share their data. I think over the past 30 years in the cybersecurity industry, people have forgotten that at the end of the day, if technology is not adopted, then there is no security. So we support some of the world's largest banks, really helping them to both protect their data, but importantly, share it with their most critical business partners. We support global defense agencies, both here in the US, and then also overseas, and very proud of the fact that we support small businesses everywhere, because it's all about bringing best-in-class security to everybody.
All right, so John, there's so much investment in data security. So tell me, why are we still seeing so many breaches?
Well, that is a great question. And if you go to these conferences like the RSA conference, which is just a sea of blue blazers like this, billions and billions of dollars are being spent, $180 billion per year on various approaches to really protect or try to protect from the 1% of the very sophisticated nation state actors from that data. But these approaches are primarily perimeter-based, trying to build higher castle walls. And it's a very defensive approach that ultimately hasn't proven to work. At the end of the day, at Virtru, we like to say that a great defense is a good offense. And the way to take offense is to protect the data itself, to actually go all the way to the data object, tag that data, and make sure that only the people with the right identities can access it. And what that means is that you can share data with your employees, with your partners, in a way that you can move faster, get the job done, play offense, and actually be a more effective business, and in so doing, actually have a better, then a defense in depth posture against those sophisticated bad actors. Going from a very one-sided approach to, in the industry today, it's called zero trust security, but it's a very unbalanced approach to a truly balanced approach, where you put the data first and foremost, and you make sure that that's connected with identities. And Virtru sits at that intersection between data and identity today.
All right, so hot topic, AI. Everyone's talking about it, of course. Tell me, how is Virtru embracing AI?
It is very interesting. So I talk about that RSA conference. I think there are many companies that kind of AI wash, and they call really everything AI. I think it's very important to be very specific about how you deploy AI to actually solve problems, because in fact, there are many kind of workflows where you really want humans in that loop. So what we do is we make sure that we automate everywhere that we need to. And when you're talking about petabytes and petabytes of data and millions of identities, and having to make sure that only the right data is being accessed by the right identity at the right time, really that kind of 99% of those identities that have real legitimate business interest in having access to that data, that has got to be an automated approach. And so we are really leveraging AI to then take all of that friction out of that system. We are known for our email products. You may have used it, but before we have tens of millions of folks who are currently using those products for free. That kind of ease of use is around making sure that you can access data easily. Where the AI comes in is when you're talking about broader analytic workflows, or if you were deploying it across a large bank that is 250,000 users, really you need systems to then augment the people to kind of make these systems work at scale.
So now you've spent some time at the White House. Now, how has that shaped your approach in the commercial sector?
So one of the benefits of having been in the White House pre and post September 11th is, from the beginning, a real commitment to mission. And why is this kind of data challenge so important, right? At the end of the day, a big reason why September 11th happened was because data was actually stuck in silos. There was not enough trust and there was not technical systems. So it was a human problem and a technology problem where data could be shared easily so that you could get insight so that you could protect our country. And so that has really stuck with me over the years, and the fact that my youngest brother, who was then working at the NSA, was actually coming up with an open standard to actually solve that data sharing problem. It was just a magical moment where mission meets a solution, and we left our jobs to then go get Virtru started. And it's just wonderful to be at the IPO Summit today. And what began as real evangelism has become a really known need in the marketplace today around zero trust security, but specifically, how do you solve that data problem? How do you solve that identity problem to get very, very important work done?
All right. Well, John, fantastic to talk with you.
Yeah, you as well.
Thank you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you very much.